Hello, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the workshop. I'm Gerald. Forgive me for the late broadcast. My God. So you may have noticed last week I only got two videos out. It's been, my work has been rough lately, so I've been having a walk back, doing 5 videos a week. I walked it down to three, and then I did to two. Well, I plan to continue doing yes, by the way, but that is just being put on hold because right now they have this Christmas color issue. And I'm trying to see if they patch it out so we can actually see like the cinematics in it. If we can't, that's fine. We'll keep going through it in Christmas color glory. Let me see what else is going on. We're doing Higurashi every Monday. That's going to continue, and Fire Emblem every Tuesday. A Persona 3 Reload. Let me chat about that before I get into reading Higurashi today. Persona 3 Reload is kind of. I don't know, man. And I'm kind of demoralized to make those ones for the channel because, to be honest, nobody's watching them. Like, they get 0 views every time. There's like one person who came through and watched up to like 8, but I'm on 20 something now episodes in, and it's like, I don't know. It's like, why keep making an entire series if nobody's watching it? I mean, maybe I'll keep throwing up random episodes back and forth, but I don't really feel like I want my gameplay to be hindered built on who's watching it or who's not, you know? So yeah, this is just my little editing column. What else can I tell you? I'm getting a Switch soon. Not a Switch, sorry. Let me have something to drink. I'm getting an Xbox Ally X soon. I already got my pre-order in, and I'm going to get that thing rigged up. I'm kind of curious to see if I can set it up for streaming as well, or for recording, which will be hilarious, and probably lower the quality even worse than it is now. So maybe that's a bad idea, but yeah. But I am enjoying reading through Higurashi every week. Bit of a pain this week. I meant to record it when I came home, but I passed out and now it's 4 and I'm recording it. So we're going to try to go for, let's say about 30 minutes. And if the story really grips us, maybe we'll go for a full hour for today's episode. Okay, guys? Why have I been getting this dumb feeling lately? I didn't know anything. I had nothing to worry about. I was just enjoying my everyday life. My long outstretched shadow gave no answer to my naive inquiry. Yet. Yeah, things are happening right now. Keiichi's going through it. Keiichi-kun, are you tired, maybe? Maybe? Rena timidly questioned the reason behind my mood. I'm sure my expression made the situation even more unsettling. You think so? Yeah. You seem to be out of it ever since this morning. Maybe a cold? Physically, I was pretty sure I was in perfect health. It may not seem like it, but I've had perfect attendance since elementary school. Rena continued on since I didn't give her an answer. It could be the fatigue from moving has finally caught up to you. It's completely different from where you used to live, after all. Of course you've gotten tired, since there's so much you need to get used to and remember. Maybe that's it. Yeah. It has to be. Rena was also like that at first, too. Strange. It's almost like a kind of cult response, huh? I can tell, you know? You know? I wonder if Rena also experienced a slight bit of alienation last year that I was feeling right now. Thinking so, I felt she was the only one who could understand how I felt. I'd like to hear about when you first came to Hinami-sawa. How was it? Feeling that I had been drawn into the conversation, her face suddenly brightened. It was the same as Keiichi-kun. I didn't know the villagers' names at all. Michan and the rest were all very kind, so I wasn't lonely, but I did feel a little out of place. Rena told me all the details of when she moved here. All her first acquaintances and surprises, worries and good times. So Satsuko got you too? Yeah. There was a thumbtack put on my chair. We gotta stop this kid. Poke. With that, yeah. That really takes me back. When were you invited into the club? The first day? No. There wasn't a club at the beginning. It was formed partway through. One day she said we should stay after and hold a big game tournament. Come to think of it, Mion did say she was the first club president. Now I get it. Oh, I just realized something. Alright, 1 second, guys. I have my fan on, so it's probably wrecking the audio. I'm sorry about that. That was not my intention. Okay. This is a secret, but Michan used to be really bad at the beginning. She'd never win. What? Mion, really? I can't even imagine that. She had to do most of the penalties that she came up with. Haha. Seriously, don't tell. I can't believe Mion was like that. So she gradually transformed into a monster who used any means necessary to win during that time. Mion is at her best when she's fighting dirty. I began making more friends besides Michan after that, but yeah. It might have only been since you moved here that I had finally felt I had gotten used to it here. I guess Rena had also been left in the dark about Oyashiro-sama when she first moved here. I guess when they told me about Oyashiro-sama, I'd be considered one of them. I wonder when I'll finally be considered one of them. Huh? Did you say something? No, sorry. Just talking to myself. Keiichi-kun, you're silly. She's poking fun and laughing at me, but I couldn't help but laugh as well. But suddenly I stopped. Then, after making up my mind, I spoke. Hey, Rena. Is there something everybody is keeping from me? Huh? No, not at all. You're lying, aren't you? Rena suddenly stopped. Whoa, Keiichi, that is a harsh tone. Her expression was cold and intense. Whoa, did you see that 1 second expression? What do you mean by that? Keiichi-kun. Her tone was still the same cheery and light-hearted one as before. You are, aren't you? Keeping something from me? Oh, look how cold her eyes became. After understanding what I meant, her expression grew even more intense. Seeing that face, I regretted saying something so rash. But she came back at me in a way I didn't expect. Whoa! Well then, Keiichi-kun. Okay, wow. Oh, it's like this in all of them. Well then, Keiichi-kun, aren't you keeping something from us? Huh? Her tone didn't change, but it was the first time I ever seen this expression from Rena. With how her gaze pierced through me, I couldn't believe this was the same Rena. Yeah, that is so sudden. Aren't you? Lies are secrets. Aren't you? You are. Secrets. She didn't say that part out loud, but she looked as if she said she did. The incident with Tomitake-san, and how I felt alienated from the group. Even without having to think about it, there were things I knew that I felt guilty about. But I didn't tell everyone about what happened to Tomitake-san. To be considerate. That's keeping it the same secret as the same way they didn't tell me about Oishiro-sama. Then, aren't we even? No, I'm not. No lies. Nor secrets. Liar. Her answer was instant and it shook me. Rena stared as if burrowing through me, watching me like a hawk. Why would you say I'm lying? Didn't you say you were called into the teacher's room yesterday during the club meeting, Keiichi-kun? I know. You didn't go to the teacher's room. I swallowed hard. It clearly wasn't a bluff. She knew what happened. The teacher said you had a guest, didn't she? But you didn't talk at the entrance. You talked inside of the car near the school gate. With some man we don't know. Rena knew everything. She knew I was called up by Oishi-san, and I heard about the incident with Tomitake-san as well. Did she know all of it? Exactly who was that man? Okay, let's think about this here. Should Keiichi confess? I mean, on one hand, yes, because there is no harm in him telling his friends. And there is every harm to his personal relationships if he doesn't. On the other hand, she's giving us the third degree here. So it's a little hard to convince myself to be so honest in that case. I don't know him. Why did somebody you don't know have business with you? I want to know that myself. Then what did you talk about? It has nothing to do with you guys. That was a lie. Whoa. Lies. Rena's scream echoed through the trees, sending frightening birds into the air. I couldn't exhale the deep breath I had just taken. No, it was just like I wasn't allowed to exhale. It was here I first realized. The person in front of me. She wasn't Rena Ryugu. Then, who was it standing before me now? Who had assumed Rena Ryugu's appearance? I had held my breath for so long I could feel myself suffocating. Right? Then she made a facial expression like that Rena normally would have made. It didn't matter that it was Rena's usual smile. It chilled me to the bone. Oh, her eyes are still that way. She drew close to me. Oh, she's angry. I felt her breath against my face. It wasn't the least bit exciting. Whoever this was with Rena's face was going to chew my nose right off. I cowered as I imagined that. Then she smirked as if she was able to see right through me. We also have secrets, just like how Keiichi-kun has secrets. It was Rena's usual smile, but her eyes were still that of a hawk's. Bringing her face close enough to mine, almost to bump into my nose. She kindly persuaded me. You know what this reminds me of? Frank Herbert, the author of Dune, wrote a book called Sensory Yoga Barrier. And it really kind of covers the same type of topic. Very, very cool, man. I couldn't nod or shake my head. This person standing in front of me, this person who looked like Rena, frightened me to my core. I was terrified knowing that she could hear the sound of me swallowing nervously. After what felt like an eternity, after a long, empty silence, she finally spoke. Let's go! It's getting chilly. It was Rena again. Smiling at me once more, she started walking as if nothing at all had happened. When I was released from my gaze, my legs gave out from under me, and I slumped onto the ground. I wasn't able to lift a finger until Rena was out of sight. Who was that? Alright. I felt cold. My body was drenched in sweat. I was finally able to form a coherent thought and ask myself once again, who was that person who looked like Rena Ryugu? Ooh, this was a major scene, dude. Like, she flipped the switch on him. I was out of it and couldn't bring myself to do anything until dinner except stare blankly into space. Was I terrified from Rena going off on me? No, that's not right. That was someone else who only looked like Rena. Then who could it have been? What a weird thought he's having. Like, I get she seems like a stranger to me, but not. It's a completely different person. Knowing that it was someone else and not Rena, so tomorrow I shouldn't have a problem talking to Rena like I usually do. That thought was strangely comforting. Or could this be like a discussion about mental illness? Like if a person, and like growing up, I grew up with somebody who had paranoid schizophrenia. And sometimes when you're dealing with them, you don't know who they are. Or are they the person you met yesterday? Or are they some kind of possessed person that you don't recognize? Scary stuff, man. I concluded that I should just calm down and clear my head. Though those thoughts continued swirling around my mind. Finally, I returned to my senses as I heard my mother calling out to me from the bottom of the stairs. Keiichi? It's a call from the bookstore. Bookstore? Can't think of why they'd be calling me. I went downstairs and picked up the receiver anyways. My apologies for calling so late at night. It's me, the Oishi Okinomiya bookshop. Oishi-san. Oh, it's Oishi-san. Sorry. Since your parents picked up, I said I was from the bookstore. Okay, I don't like this, Oishi. Why are you lying to the kid's parents? Not good enough reason. I'm sorry. It puts people off when I say I'm a police officer. Oishi-san was, in his own way, rather courteous. Are you sure? Even so, I didn't want my parents hearing me talk to the police. I brought the cordless phone with me as I dashed up to my room to the second floor. Sorry for calling so late. That phone number on the piece of paper I gave you yesterday was the old number. My apologies. Can you copy down the number I'm about to give you? Yeah. Okay. He gave me a number for his direct line as I wrote it down. I thought that was the end of it, but he began making pointless small talk. It was pretty hard to hang up. So how's it been, Maebara-san? Did anything strange happen recently? I see. This was the real reason. He really beat around the bush there. His adult conversational skills left me slack-jawed. Are you from around here, Oishi-san? Yeah, I am. Born and raised in Okinomiya. If he's around here, then he might know. Oishi-san. Do you know what this Onikakushi thing is about? I believe that's when somebody suddenly vanishes because they've been abducted by a demon. It's a special saying from around here. Kamikokushi. So, spirited away by gods. But Onikakushi. He's stolen by demons. It has the same meaning as spirited away like everyone else says. Whereas my friend would say that he didn't know when I asked, this old man gave me a direct answer. It made me a bit happy that he answered me directly without trying to hide anything. Hinamazai was... not sure if I should tell you this, Maibara-san. Don't try to play this off. If you're not going to talk, then I won't tell you anything. No. That's not what I meant. It's just, it may make you feel bad. You see, long ago, Hinamizawa was feared as the village where demons reside. Demons? Demons? By demons you mean those pitchfork-carrying things in hell? More like human-eating monsters. They go down to villages, snatching people up and gobbling them down. That kind of tale. Demon snatching people up is what this Onikakushi really means. They say that the curse and being demoned away happens together. What does that mean? I already knew about the mysterious death happening 5 years in a row. But I didn't know there were people disappearing for those same 5 years. The curse and being demoned away happen together? First time I've heard of it. Is that how it is, Maibara-san? That's what I want to know. I heard Rena and Mion talking. They said that if it's really Oyashiro-sama's curse, then both the curse and demoning away would happen. Oishi-san began hemming and hawing on the other side of the receiver. Maybe something about that came to mind? Maibara-san. Do you know the first incident? The murder by dismemberment? Yeah. One of the 6 perpetrators is still on the run, right? Hypothetically. What if he isn't on the run but was demoned away? Huh? It was an outrageous hypothesis from Oishi-san. The incident 4 years ago was the particularly ghastly one. The police already knew the perpetrators, so they posted tons of wanted posters with his face on them. They staked out various locations and investigated every possible escape route he had. But after 4 years, there wasn't even a hint of where he might be. Unless the police were completely incompetent. Even if it was an outrageous hypothesis, I couldn't simply laugh it off. Then what about the incident next year? When the man who supported the project and his wife both died in an accident. Well, actually, it was only the husband who died in an accident. His wife's body never surfaced. Unless we find the body, then it's considered a missing person by law. At the time of the incident, with the river below the cliff being muddy rapids, the police divers had searched every branch off the main stream for dozens of miles, but in the end they weren't able to find her body. But that's just them not being able to find the body. She's still dead, right? Isn't it different from her being demoned away? We cannot say someone is dead without their body. Until a certain number of years pass, by law, she's treated as still alive. I'm not sure it was right to call that being given away. The wife is missing. At least that part is real. How about the third year? The Shinto priest died of illness. And his wife committed suicide? My Bar-san. That's actually the exact same scenario. The wife had thrown herself into a bottomless swamp deep in the forest around Hinamizawa, meaning it's all circumstantial evidence. They simply found her suicide note in front of the swamp. A diver was able to recover a few of her articles, but they weren't able to find a body. The investigative headquarters believed she had faked her death and was still alive somewhere. I'm not sure we could refer to these cases as being demoned away. It's just as you said. Every year, one person does go missing. The incident this year. The woman with Tomitaki-san has gone missing. Then what about the incident with the housewife who was beaten to death? Who went missing? I believe the perpetrator was caught, right? Yeah, we arrested him. He was just a miscreant with a record of narcotics abuse. He admitted to the crime while being questioned about a different incident? Why would he do that? But, well, you see... After he was arrested, a child from the victim's home went missing. Still under investigation. As to whether the disappearance had anything to do with the crime. But you said you caught him, right? Did he have an accomplice? No idea. It was most likely only one perpetrator. Moreover, we can't even check now. Because while under investigation, that man, he died in his holding cell. He swallowed a spork and choked to death. It was not known if it was an accident or suicide. Meaning for the last 5 years, there's always one person who dies and one who goes missing. That's about right. No, actually, I'm surprised as well. I never realized they had that in common. I couldn't believe that this could help to lead to the closing of those incidents. It was just something they had in common. Could it be that those deemed away have something in common? Oshi-san mumbled it as he seemed to be thinking about it. So I summarized the events. The first year was a dam employee. Second year was the wife of a dam project supporter. Third year was the wife of a Shinto priest. Fourth year was the victim's family child. The fifth year was the victim's girlfriend, I guess. It doesn't seem like there's anything that connects them. With the exception of the first year, wives and girlfriends, those do stand out. It does seem like there are a lot. That means the fourth year's victim's child was different. It would have really stood out if they were all married couples. Except, it's not just married couples, but parents and children as well. Come to think of it, I believe Tomitaki-san also told me the younger brother is alive and has moved, if I remember. The child who went missing in the fourth year, who were they? Apparently he was quite mature. 1 year older than you. His name was Satoshi Hojo-san. Huh? Satoshi? I remember that name. Didn't they tell me Satoshi transferred out last year? He was at your school up until last year. Didn't they tell you anything about him? Come to think of it, when I transferred in, I believe they said my seat belonged to a recent transfer student, and where I sat once belonged to the one who was deemed away. It was his seat? I recalled the cold sensation that came from the desk. It made my hair stand on end. Oh no, this is paranoia here. Okay. The string of mysterious deaths. No, Oyashiro-sama's curse. I now knew how it connected to me. A chilling sensation. It was the feeling of Oyashiro-sama caressing the back of my neck. Oyashiro-sama's tatari. Tatari means curse, by the way. Huh? Could Oyashiro-sama's curse really exist? In all honesty, I was beginning to believe it, and I was scared. That's why I wanted to say it was a plot crafted by man and not the work of a curse. But the more I dug into it, the less likely that seemed. No, the more I dug, the more mysterious it became. If I kept digging, eventually, I'd reached a point where I learned something I really should know. To either be none the wiser, or to seek an answer I may regret. Which one would I be happier with? Be none the wiser. Maybe it'll be me next time. My execution could only be delayed for 1 year. That's when I remembered. Rena. Rena said she may be the next victim of the curse. You mean Rena Ryuga-san? She transferred in last year and she's your classmate, isn't she? These incidents really might be too disturbing for a girl. She's not just scared, is she? It wasn't that. She said it might be her next. She said it in a way that made me think she had a concrete reason behind it. It felt like she was convinced. Almost as if, you could say, she was frightened. Her sudden change in demeanor. That someone who looked like Rena but wasn't Rena. That might be unrelated. But all the strange things I felt from Rena today came back to me. I see. Then I'll be doing a bit of investigating on this end. Please continue your observation of Ryuga-san, Maibara-san. Are you asking me to keep Rena under surveillance? That's not what I meant, Maibara-san. I just want you to watch out for your friend so she doesn't become the next victim. At that moment, just as my mouth was agape, I was so impressed with her clever way of words. Knock, knock. Sudden knock at the door and my heart racing. In an instant, I pointlessly covered up the end of the receiver. Keiichi, get the door, please. On the other side of the door, I heard my father's oddly upbeat voice. What could it be? It's so late. Sorry, my dad just came in. Can we leave it at this for tonight? Yeah. My apologies again for calling so late. If you find out anything else, please let me know. I'll tell you if I make any progress on this end. Well then, have a pleasant evening. Keiichi, hurry and open up. Daddy's got his hands full. What's Dad doing? I stayed in the same position on the phone the whole time, so my joints were aching. When I opened the door, I saw my father was standing near a tray. On that tray, cookies and 2 cups of black tea, a fairly fancy spread for our household. There were even sugar and lemon slices on the side. Everything you could ask for. This was quite the show of hospitality. What's going on, Dad? What's all this for? Come now, don't play around, Keiichi. I'm coming in. Dad was in high spirits and had a smirk on his face. But for my entire life, I'd never seen him act this hospitable. What had gotten into him? So what were you talking about? I jumped. It's not something I had to keep from my father. But how could I explain I was talking to a detective? I'm assuming he was. This late at night? Nothing much. Just a friend. I don't mean the phone. She was here, wasn't she? Rena-chan. Oh. Huh? She wasn't here. Come now, don't try to keep it from me. She just came over to play. You two were chatting away, so I thought I'd bring some tea, but it looks like I just missed her. I had no idea what Dad's talking about. What the hell? But a cold sweat dripped down my back. How long were we talking? Rena-chan went upstairs about half after. So it was close to an hour, I guess? You saw her come up to the second floor? Yeah, I did. I also told her that your room was the door down the hall, up the stairs. Rena came to my house about an hour ago. Dad met her at the door and called out to me on the second floor. I probably didn't hear because I was so focused on my conversation with Ushi-san. I didn't reply, but he knew I was in my room, so he had her come inside. Then he told her my room was on the second floor. She thanked my dad and went upstairs. Then about an hour passed. She passed by my dad as he was bringing up tea and left. She came upstairs and about an hour passed. Then passed by my dad and returned home. Then, after she came upstairs, until she left, where was Rena? There was only a short hallway between my room and the stairs, meaning Rena had, for about an hour, in the hall. No, she couldn't have been standing in front of my door the whole time. The door to my room wasn't particularly thick. You could easily hear everything being said inside. All the unsettling and unguarded things I spoke to Ushi-san began rushing through my head. Honey, don't tease him. More importantly, you need to clean up your studio. It's a mess again. Mom yelled up at Dad from downstairs. Dad left the tray with me and went downstairs with a disappointed chortle. I followed my dad out of the room with my eyes. I looked down at the doorway where Rena might have stood this entire time. Just now, as I was talking to Ushi-san, with my back turned, Rena was standing a mere 6 feet away the whole time? Whoa. At that time, in this dimly lit doorway, I'm saving that scene. We're starting to hit, like, the really unsettling beats. It won't let me save here. Huh. All that time in this dimly lit doorway, what did she see? What did she hear? For what reason? Can I save now? Now I can save. That was weird. As the steam from the 2 teacups ominously wafted and twisted, the aroma of black tea filled my room. Ooh. KG. Alright guys, I think this is the perfect closing up spot for today. Like really. Yeah, we will go through the tips. No, we'll do the tip next time. I don't have a lot of time today, but wow, that is... Chapter 6, 7 was intense. And short, too, all things considered. Like, these chapters are getting shorter as we're getting close to the end. Wow. Okay. A few new tips. You know what? Let's read this, and then we'll close it up for today, okay? Notice from about the police chief. July 1st, 1982. To Departments 1 through 12. XX Prefectural Police Headquarters. Director General XXX. To the Chief Constable and all faculty managers. Regarding the cases situated in Hinamizawa Village, notice. As the cases in Shishibane City, Hinamizawa Village has been reported by certain sections of mass media. It has drawn global attention, which is causing serious repercussions for the local residents. This has become a very serious situation. To protect the livelihood and prosperity of the residents, the following notice has been issued. 1. Designate the following criminal investigations as classified. Okinomiya Station, 1982, case number classified. Hinamizawa Village, housewife murder, dated June XX. Okinomiya Station, 1982, case number X. Okinomiya Station, 1982. The year's 1984, so this would have been 2 years ago. The Hinamizawa Village student disappearance, dated June XX. Non-disclosure of information. Okinomiya Station, 1979, case number X. Hinamizawa Village site foreman murder, dated June XX. Shira Station, 1980, case number X. Shirakawa Natural Park falling incident, dated June XX. Okinawa Station, 1981, case number X. Hinamizawa Village priest disappearance. A village Shinto priest's wife's disappearance, dated June XX. Requesting self-restraint from each organization concerning the release of sensitive information. Please see attached reference materials 1, 2, and 3. Management XX Prefecture Police Headquarters. Internal line XXXX. Police Affairs Department numbers here. God, that is such a normal government memo, dude. Like, I remember reading this type of nonsense all the time back in the day. Chapter 8. Oh, the story's getting so good. But I have to close it for here. So, everybody who's watching, thank you so much for joining me here on the workshop. I'm sorry this is going to be a little bit of a shorter episode. I have been extremely tired this week. I'm, fatigued, man. And maybe it's burnout, maybe it's the workload has gotten too heavy, or my sleep schedule's bad. But still, I want to tell all you guys thank you so much, and I hope you come back next week. Fire Emblem is going to be up tomorrow, okay? Bye!